Alright, so today I'm going to do something a little different. So I got a customer that wants this Raiderette, I was going to say tattoo. I do tattoos also. But this Raiderette decal, but they want it silver instead of black. So what I'm going to do is cut out the shield, print and cut out the shield, and then I'm going to put an actual vinyl decal on top of that shield, so it will be silver, rather than just do like a flat gray. I mean, it's hard to print silver, so I have a silver metallic Oracle vinyl I'm going to put on top of that. These 911s are just for another order, but that's what I'm doing for this one, so I'm going to go ahead and save it. And we're going to just change that there. I'm just going to put, eBay. That way I know. Got everything set where I need it. Now, I've already got the job in VersaWorks, so didn't have to even use that or save that one. I just wanted to point out what I'm doing. That was in Adobe Illustrator. So now I've got my settings to print only. Everything's set here on my settings. You always want to make sure you got your crop marks in place. Now, before you do anything, do cut only. Make sure you got all your little ants around everything when it's time to cut. So for now, I'm just going to do print only. Hit OK. Hit print. Get it rocking. So that's the job there, printing. Everything's going smooth. Haven't heard that crunching sound my machine's been making, knock on wood. Sorry about the noise, got another job over here. This is actually the silver portion of that decal. So when this is done, I'll weed it just like a vinyl decal. Now, over here, this is a finished piece. This is what it's going to turn out like. You got the shield in the back and then the silver vinyl decal up front. And I'll film the process of me putting that together. But the customer wanted two of them. I've got one done here, and we'll demonstrate the rest of it. Alright, so job's all done printing. Now this sheet's pretty long because I got other jobs on here. This is that Raider shield. I'm going to put that decal on. Some of my 911s. Can't really see them yet. Now this sheet being so long, I'm going to do a different laminating technique than I normally do. And I'll show you what I do. Now this thing's pretty long. So I want to basically just measure how much I need. Now I was going to get out my tape, but I can do it off the table here. So we got, yeah, I'm going to have to use a tape because of those cutting mats I got mounted down there. They're a little hard to see under it. Roughly I've got exactly 32 inches from crop mark to crop mark, so I'm going to probably want to go about 35 on my laminate. So we'll put this away for now. Now I really don't want to use this gloss because I've had issues with it in the past. Let's see what we did on the other one. So the matching decal they got is the gloss, so I'm gonna have to use this. All right, so let's unroll this bad boy. Okay, so we need about 35. So I'm going to go ahead . Okay, yeah, so I'm going to need to cut it about right there. Now rather than sticking it under my ruler here, before you put it in the laminator. Just want to make sure that it's going to fit. Now I could do this where I cut off a little piece of the laminate, tape it to the job. We're gonna do a little different though today. I'm trying to remember how I do it. Let's see, laminate goes. So what I did here is I put my laminate in with the, actually that is wrong. No wait, that's right, sorry. Laminate with the sticky side facing down. Now it still has the paper on it. Okay, so you got your paper here, your sticky side on top facing down. Throw that in there like that. Okay. Now you bring this back over the top like that. Make sure your rollers are tight enough where if you tug on it, it's not going to pull it off. Now, next thing I do, you know how I normally will take my, so normally how I take my laminate and I tape it to the roller, okay? So I'll peel it back and I'll tape it to the ruler, and then I usually pull back the ruler with the laminate, but I'm not going to do that with this one, okay? What I am going to do is just drop the ruler on there just to give it a little bit of weight. Okay. Now you peel back your sheet, your laminate, well your carrier sheet, and then that should just pop right off. If not, just give it a little bit of slack. Okay, so now my carrier sheet is separated, or my laminate separated from the carrier sheet, okay? It's open, and to leave them in the rollers. Now there's about 1 inch of both material inside the roller. Now, you take your job, you lay it down, and then you just carefully put your job in between there, and then just grab it with your roller. Okay, so now I got my laminate on top, my carrier sheet on the bottom, and here we go. Now what I used to do is I would cut the laminate. Since I have all this extra vinyl left, I'd pull this out, cut it, and then you got that piece of scrap you can run the vinyl decal with. I'm not going to do that though here. Okay, and there's that. Take off your carrier sheet. Now I'm going to show you why I don't like that method. Now I got all this laminate on the top right here that I have to cut off, and that's why I don't like doing it that way. Also, my job went in a little crooked, so now I got all this laminate over here, and that doesn't normally happen. And some of those 911s, like 2 of the smaller ones, they're not good anymore. So doesn't normally happen, but I haven't done that method in quite a while. So plus I've never done one that long. So to get this straight, now up here is not as important because this is the back. This is the back of your job. So I actually could probably cut off a little bit off of that, because I always go about 3 inches instead of the required 2.5. See, but over here on the side is a little more important, okay? So I just find the end where I need to cut to. I'll bump up my knife to it. Bump up my ruler to my knife, and then I just kind of eyeball the other side. And then just slowly cut. Don't try to push too hard with anything because you're gonna push your vinyl or your ruler. Okay, sorry, I got this song in my head. Alright, so there's that. Everything looks good. Got a nice clean edge on the side where I cut that excess material. Job got all covered. This was important, this got covered. There's a little spot there where the vinyl, I think there's like a little a bulge in my rollers, and I think I know why it's doing that. So at the end of the day, I kind of just leave these, okay? Come to find out that if you loosen them up, that's better for your rollers, because if you leave the pressure on, it slowly pushes them together and creates that bulge in your rollers. So you want to leave them loose when you're not using them. That I figured out on my own. Okay. Now I need to set the camera down while I load this baby. Okay, everything looks good. See how much that's hanging off the back there? So I'm gonna want to sit here and watch this one while it's going. And there I go, sniveling again. Constantly do that. Alright, so this job I put that super thick gloss laminate on it. So I'm just gonna do my settings here. Crop marks are there. Okay, cut only. It's got all the dancing ants. I don't need to cut image boundary because I put all the pieces onto one job. This one I always do twice because it's really thick, and I'm gonna do 80. I'm gonna do 80 for my cutting force. Okay, let's give it a whirl, Earl. See, normally I'll take this roller off to run a job, but I want that support because it's going to cause a big bow out here. And also, man, I really want to get a table to put this on. Same way I got my cameo there, so because all the vinyl just rolls across the top of that table. All right, so there we go, reading the crop marks. I'm going to show you why I'm going to stand here for this job. See how long that is? So back here, when it reads that other crop mark, I don't want that vinyl to go underneath the roll, see? So I just kind of hold it. So we're going to let that run for a minute. The main purpose of this video was for that Raider shield. I want to show you how I'm going to do that. Alright, so this is the piece that's going to go on top, okay? Now this is only about 16 inches, no, 14, roughly by 14. So I had to cut it in my other vinyl cutter, so I got a nice piece of extra over here for another job. So then I got to weed this. Don't know if you want to watch me weed it. Maybe I'll throw a little bit on there. the main thing I want to film is how I'm placing it onto that piece. But yeah, this thing's just cutting away. We'll do a transition over to when I'm actually putting the Raiders decal onto the Raiders shield. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and tape this job. So that's ready to be transferred onto that shield. This is going pretty smooth. Looks like my 911s are cutting out nice. That gloss laminate that I use, it is a pain in the butt. So we'll see how they turn out. All right, my friends. So I've got my Raiders decal. And I've got my Raiders shield, and I need to put this on top of there. Now I don't have any registration marks to do this with. Okay, I didn't really think that through too hard. So what I'm gonna do here is just kind of eyeball it. Now with the last one I did, everything went on great. You can kind of feel it too. That looks great right there. Okay. Now, you don't want this thing to move. Okay. Carefully place some tape down on both ends. Make sure you're taping on the top decal and on the bottom one. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this back right up to about the lettering. Now you don't want to do it where it's say it's halfway on the lettering. You don't want to do that, okay? Because that'll be really hard to get that bottom sheet out from under there if you end up doing it that way. Just going to take scissors here instead of a knife. Okay, and then just slowly lay it down. So now this is attached to that, and I don't got to worry so much about things being lined up or coming undone. So next, you want to make sure your vinyl's really onto that transfer tape, the transfer mask, okay? So, same thing, just carefully pull it up. Now I've done this before, where I've actually taken my ruler like I do when I put the laminate on. That gives you a little bit of support. That's probably easier. Just kind of give it a little wiggle and watch for pieces that aren't coming up. See that nose? And if you notice pieces that aren't coming back, they're sticking to the transfer tape, go ahead and lay it back down really slow. Rub it with your fingernail. And just pull it up enough to get that bottom sheet down. Okay, now hold it up like so. And just slowly let it fall. You don't want to force it, just slowly let it glide down. Okay. There it is. I mean, that's pretty much it. Silver decal on top of the shield. Raiderette Nation. Pretty cool. All right, thanks for watching.